When one chapter in history was ending, another was being made with an eye on the skies. Walter Scott was heading top defense projects at the Lawrence Livermore Laboratories when the Cold War ended. Scott realized there was huge opportunity in opening up satellite imaging technology to the private sector.
There was a realization that in order to preserve the U.S. industrial base, there was a need to enable companies to get into businesses that previously had not been possible. And satellite remote sensing was one of those.
With the US government bringing in the Land Remote Sensing Policy Act, Scott conceived the idea of Worldview Imaging Corporation.
I was given some coaching for you to prove to yourself how stupid your idea is. And if you can't prove that it's stupid by the time you finish going through the exercise, then it might actually be worth doing.
Worldview went on to become the first company to receive a high-resolution commercial remote sensing license in 1992. But getting the company off the ground was no mean task. In a 7-year span, the company's 2 attempts at satellite launches failed.
We blew up our first satellite, but the second satellite was a launch failure.
But Scott persisted until QuickBird II went up successfully in 2001.
It was amazing to be able to sit in the Satellite Control Center and see pictures that were taken from the other side of the planet. It was like being in a science fiction movie. It was just wicked cool.
By 2001, the company, which had been renamed DigitalGlobe by now, was offering the world's highest resolution commercial satellite imagery. But for Walter and his team came the harder part now.
Then, of course, we had to figure out how to make money. Putting up the spacecraft is the hard part. No, it's actually the easy part. Building a business turns out to be where the real heavy lifting happens.
There was also intense competition, especially from firms like Space Imaging, which operated the Iconos satellites.
Back in 2003, a competition called NextView, and DigitalGlobe was one of the bidders for the NextView contract. Space Imaging, which operated Iconos, was another bidder. They were definitely the Goliath to beat, and DigitalGlobe was the David.
But DigitalGlobe won the first contract, which helped it develop and deploy the revolutionary Worldview 1 satellite in 2007. David had beat Goliath, and Space Imaging was soon up for sale. In 2013, DigitalGlobe acquired GeoEye, making it the undisputed leader in private satellite space. What followed that merger was the launch of Worldview 3 in 2014. But Scott was not satisfied with pretty imageries. He also began steering the company into analytics.
Innovation at DigitalGlobe. We innovate at multiple levels. We have spent a lot of time innovating on how do you extract the information. Now we are focusing on how do you take the information and make it easy for the customers to use the data and the analytics.
Customer and culture have always been at the heart of DigitalGlobe's success. Walter Scott continues to encourage innovation to make a difference.
He's always looking for how do you make the next satellite or how do you make the next algorithm.
So how does it feel today, sitting up and looking back in the past?
Yeah, just very inspiring. I mean, it's like the first time, I don't know if you remember the very first time you were up in an airplane. Holy crap, I'm off the ground, I'm flying. Wow, this is really cool.